Hi, I'm Jim Farrell. I had a Chiari malformation, and my surgery was in December of 1999. Feeling good?
Came home from the gym. It was 2 days before football camp was supposed to start, and he was moving without moving his neck. And he said, I did something to my back. So I called the doctor right away.
We all just first assumed it was a disc issue because I had them for years, bulging discs in my upper and lower back.
She ordered an MRI knowing my history of herniated discs. She ordered an MRI of his cervical region. And they ordered it stat for the next morning, and within I'd say an hour of the test being done, I got a phone call at work. She asked me if I was alone, and I said no, that I had a coworker with me, and she said that they found something. They really couldn't tell what it was, but they saw something at the base of his brain, and they needed to see him, stat, and they wanted him actually to be seen by a neurologist or a neurosurgeon. I don't know how I did it. I guess a mother's love. I just went a little insane, and I made as many phone calls. I work, in the medical profession, so that was a help. I had a lot of names available to me.
Turned out I guess they found something. First they thought it was a tumor. They thought maybe it was MS, but it turned out it was Chiari, which is something I guess I was born with. It actually grown into my spinal column, created a hole in my spine. They called it a syrinx, and yeah, that was that.
They were leaning towards either multiple sclerosis or a brain tumor, because they really couldn't see what it was, but they knew that something was herniated, something was bulging. So we went for the brain MRI, and it came back that it was the Arnold Chiari. It's like kind of like a herniation, an appendage off of the brain stem, is from what I understand, shaped almost like an appendix, or like the baby finger, and it goes down into your cervical C1, C2, down into there, and then what it was causing was the spinal fluid, which drains into your spinal cavity to make like little tributaries or cysts, which they called syrinxes. They were at C5, 6, 7, I believe, 5, 6, and 6, 7, and that's what controls, your biceps and all, so his bicep curls, all those things that he was doing. That's why he felt weak. I took him to the neurologist, and he sat there. I was watching the exam, and I was in disbelief. What I saw, Jimmy did not have one reflex. Nowhere in his body did he have a reflex, and it was pretty upsetting, and he knew it. And the doctor knew it. It was like silence just fell in the room, and pretty much she said, you need to go see a surgeon right away. And the neurologist told Jimmy that his life was going to change, and that he was never going to play sports again. At that point, that was the least of our concern.
How was that for Jimmy, though?
It was pretty devastating. He couldn't really grasp it all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was frightened.
It was tough. I mean, I was still a kid. I was 17. I was a 17-year-old freshman in college when I found out. Mm-hmm. So, it was hard. You really, everything is the end of the world at that age. It's hard to see past it. You don't have the same perspective as you would now. I'm 34 years old. So.
But I mean, his life changed on a dime, and we all know what that is. Oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional. I didn't think I would after all these years. But watching that was pretty tough, because he was pretty dedicated, as all my children are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Anyway, it was pretty rough watching Dad, you know, being married for all these years, you know, one takes over for the other one. Dad happened to be the one that fell apart at that point. And I seemed to have to be the tough one at the time, but the stronger one, I guess you would say, not tough. We're a praying family, and Grandma was down to watch you and Sean, and you guys were still pretty little. I think you were first grade?
Second.
Second, and so it was second and third, you guys were. So Grandma had packed her bags to come down to stay, so it was you and Sean and Jimmy and Grandma and Daddy and I. And we were in the family room, and we were going to say a prayer. We were getting ready to go to bed, and we were saying a prayer together, you know, and Jimmy was really uptight. He couldn't focus. He was pacing. We were getting ready, and basically we were praying, Lord, show us that we're doing the right thing. Give us a peace. And the phone rang. And it was my sister, my eldest sister, Suzanne, and she was screaming. I couldn't understand her at first, and I'm like, what is it? And she said, turn on, and I think it was either Channel 10 one. Anyway, we turned the TV on. They were doing a special on Arnold Chiari malformation. Now this is something I had never, and I had anatomy courses in college years ago, but I never had heard about Arnold Chiari malformation. Well, here they are. They followed 3 individuals with it who all had the surgery, and everyone was a successful outcome. Well, they explained to me what the surgery, and Dad, what the surgery, and Jimmy, of course, what the surgery entailed. Now, because it's the brain stem, they actually can't cut into or go near that. What they actually do is make room for this appendage. They take off the whole bottom of your skull, which from here and around, they take that off. And they take off the back of C1, C2. Now, they're not replaced. He does not have anything back there now. What they did was, back here, we had a choice of Gore-Tex or a cadaver skin.
They remove a portion of the lower skull, and they don't actually remove, what do you call it, a tumor, a cyst? Which, cyst. They shrink it. I don't know how they shrink it, but they do. They also removed a portion of the top 2 vertebrae, I guess, to make room. I guess there may have been a narrowing of the spine also as a result of this. I can't remember exactly. I might be wrong about that. You know, the syrinx itself, I mean, it still exists. It's still there. It's just, you know, it's not any bigger than it was.
And any long-term effects, how are you now?
I'm good, you know. They confirmed I had a brain, so that's good.
That's good.